Always on air, online, on mobile. Fox Toledo News at 10 starts right now.
The big winter storm has moved on out. There's no snow falling right now in downtown Toledo, but while the worst of the winter weather is gone, there's a pretty big mess left behind. Good evening. I'm Laura Emerson.
And I'm Sean Hegarty. We have seen plenty of snowfall in the past 48 hours. So is any more on the way? Let's head right over to Chief Meteorologist Doug Modes. He is braving the elements tonight, perched high above downtown Toledo, and joins us now with a look at your first forecast.
Yeah, thanks, Sean and Laura, coming to you live from atop of the 4 Seagate building in downtown Toledo, where there is no precipitation falling. So to answer that question, no snow in the immediate forecast. We'll talk about that as we move forward. But the big story is the temperatures. They're continuing to fall, and we are moving into a very cold weather pattern. As you look at the numbers outside right now, we are in the teens over the entire area, and it's these kind of numbers that we're going to be seeing for daytime highs as we move through your Thursday and Friday. One thing that we were concerned about earlier in the day were the winds. Were we going to see widespread blowing and drifting? And tonight, those winds are not all that bad. As a matter of fact, some of the winds calmed to not even existent, making it feel not as bad as it could. However, we are still seeing wind chill values in the single digits, and it does look like that we will see wind chill values below zero tonight and again tomorrow. So, to reiterate what I was saying about the precipitation, let's look at Doppler Max radar right now. There is a small, very fine line of snow back to the west. It's going to probably filter through in the form of a few flurries, but that's really about it. The big question, how much snow did we actually get? Well, here's the official totals from Toledo Express. We got 5.7 during the heaviest snow yesterday, and then we added on to that another 2.2 inches today for a total of 7.9 in the Toledo area. However, the unofficial results break down like this. Take a look at this map that kind of shows what we got over the entire region. Keep in mind these are unofficial just from spotters and reporters that are out here in our area, and this is what we come out with. What can we expect for the rest of the night? Well, temperatures are going to fall into the single digits, and then tomorrow's highs only in the teens. We do have a little more snow to talk about in the forecast, but it's not for the next couple of days. We will look at that, though, coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast in just a bit.
All right. Thank you, Doug. One person was taken to Toledo Hospital via air ambulance tonight after a snowmobiling accident in Petersburg, Michigan. Firefighters say 3 people were riding 3 different snowmobiles in a field near Stull Road. One of the riders cleared a ditch, the 2 others did not. This happened around 5:45 this evening. A second victim was taken to Toledo Hospital as well. We are told that the injuries are serious, but they do not appear to be life-threatening.
Now that all the snow has stopped falling, the cleanup can begin, but with around 8 inches blanketing the area, it is not going to be easy. ODOT says getting area highways all clear will be challenging with all the blowing snow that's going to be happening. Still, the Transportation Department says right now it's not running into any problems because they've been preparing for the storm for several days. It started with pre-treating the roads Monday.
We just continued fighting the storm system as it was basically a 2-punch storm. Now that we've made it through this half, it's still a matter of cleaning up. So we're still in storm mode. We're continuing to battle the ice and snow out there with the blowing and drifting, and that's going to continue to be a challenge until it's done.
And don't forget, you can always check road conditions online at buckeyetraffic.org. We have posted a link to that at foxtoledo.com.
Toledo road crews have a command center set up on West Central Avenue with a plow plan as 92 trucks spend time on the streets trying to clear up the mess. When all is said and done, this ice and snow event could cost the city a total of $400,000. Here's Fox Toledo's Allison Brown.
When Lucas County was upgraded to a level 3 snow emergency, Commissioner of Streets, Bridges, and Harbor Ed Moore says he was a little nervous. It was important to have an organized plan so streets could get plowed efficiently. That's where this command center at SBH comes in.
It's just a visual way for us to monitor our progress.
And take calls for impassable streets. That's why the city has nearly 100 trucks working. About 22 of those are private plows helping out Toledo.
We follow up on the complaint and we allocate trucks to that need.
The city of Toledo pretty much has the snow under control downtown. At a lot of intersections, you can see mounds of snow just like this, but now the city is focusing mainly on residential areas.
Residential areas, we're doing a plow-only operation. We only salt in residential areas where needed, emergency situations or hazardous areas, I should say. Some of them are going to have to be gone over again because we started them and it was still coming down pretty good, so we'll go back and hit some of them.
Right now, the city is more than halfway done plowing neighborhood streets. Moore says they will continue the job until it's done. Allison Brown, Fox Toledo News.
And with all that snow in the Toledo area, it's important to shovel your sidewalks or you could be cited. The city says anyone who owns a home or a business is responsible to clear the walks of snow, ice, or any other debris within 24 hours after the storm. If you don't do it, you could be cited with a minor misdemeanor.
The snowfall might be over for right now, but for Lucas County snow plowers, their work is far from being done. Fox Toledo Sharia Davis is on the scene on Monclova Road to explain.
Most of the main roads are clear, but when you get to the country roads like on Monclova Road, the gusty winds will keep most of the snow plowers on the clock.
I kind of enjoy doing this. I think most of the guys do.
Ed Schutte is back on the clock after working 16 hours straight from last night's storm, but his job isn't over just yet.
If we didn't get any more snow, we could work another week straight because, that wind will start blowing and it'll cover the road.
The Lucas County Road and Maintenance Department is responsible for clearing all county country roads where there are a lot of open fields.
The roads are 100% better than they were yesterday, that's for sure. This is what the road would look like a week from now without any further snow if it's blowing.
Just throwing salt on the roads won't make the process go any quicker.
When it's really blowing, you can't really put salt down because that creates more of a drift. And it makes it a lot harder, so you just constantly got to be going over it, plowing it, and trying to salt wherever you can.
Schutte says he takes pride in his work, even if it takes longer to get the job done. Now here's a tip for those shoveling their driveway. If you shovel your snow onto the left side, the snowplow will actually dump the snow back onto your driveway. But if you shovel your snow to the right side, it will give snowplowers a chance to dump the snow into your property instead. Reporting on the scene in Monclova, Sharia Davis, Fox Toledo News.
That is a good tip. I was not aware of that. Thank you, Sharia. But don't forget, several counties are still under snow emergencies because of all the snow and ice that we've seen. The following counties are under a level 1: Defiance, Henry, Hancock, Sandusky, Williams, Putnam, Fulton, and Wood. That means the roads are still slippery, so you want to be careful out there. Counties under level 2: Huron, Lucas, Seneca, and Paulding. That means the roads are hazardous. With all that blowing and drifting snow, only those who feel it is necessary to drive should be out on the roadways. We can't be everywhere in a big storm like this, so we rely on you to be our second set of eyes, and you certainly came through this time around. Let's start with Tim Wells in Custer, where he says sometimes a plow or a shovel just won't do. You need the backhoe. In Montpelier, check out some of the snow drifts as people tried to shovel out earlier today. Beth Hovey's family is having a little fun on this snow day. There is no word yet on whether the big guy on the ground ever got out. Corey Hammond out of Helena says they only used the snowblower in the back so the dog had someplace to potty. And speaking of pooches, Shelby enjoyed just hanging out today. Don't forget, when you see news or weather happening in your area, get out your camera, frame and forward those pictures to news@foxtoledo.com. Don't forget your name and the location of where you took the picture. Your image could be featured on Fox Toledo, either on air, online, or both.